it all happened in one day. I woke up and I'd forgotten loads of things, like I left the oven on. I forgot to lock the door. I thought I was going a bit mad. And then I broke down in tears. I was like, what's wrong with me? It's not normal for me to be so forgetful. And on the way to work, I felt really queasy as well. I think there was something in the back of my mind that was probably just denying it, but I think I kind of had an inkling, but I thought it was probably going to be something else before it was there. I spent the afternoon kind of planning how to tell Ollie, because I didn't really know how to break it to him.
You sort of have a vision in your head of how it might be. I knew exactly what it meant, but I just couldn't really take it in. I didn't know how to feel. There was a lot of different emotions. Obviously I was really over the moon, but I think the overriding thing was just practicality. It was like, right, great, this is brilliant. What do we need to do? Depending on if it arrives on the due date or not, we could have had the baby within a year of getting married. God, it's such a cliche. Married high school sweetheart, had a baby straight away after getting married. My first memory of Jenny is in a French class. I turned around and saw her, and she just had this big bright face with lovely big eyes. I remember thinking, wow, she's nice.
So, Ollie's a lot of fun. He's like a big kid. And I think that's partly the reason why we got on so well.
I think adults forget to see the world with kind of open eyes. Being excited by the world and looking at it in a fun way. I had a really happy childhood. I was always quite an industrious kid, always making things and investigating the world, I suppose. You spend a lot of time in your room when you're young, and you spend a lot of time looking around and taking everything in. I can remember every detail of my bedroom when I was little. And I can imagine a child sort of looking around the room, sort of making up ideas in her head. I had a picture of a train in my room when I was young. I remember it vividly setting off like on the wall, even though it was just an illustration, because my mind had just made it real. Yeah, I feel like I want to make a space that the child can be inspired by. Sometimes I wonder whether I'm doing the mural for me or for the baby.
Being pregnant, it's kind of like the first hurdle. You know, there's not a baby there, it's still an idea in your head.
I've no doubt that I will change by becoming a father. And I'm not sure how that will be yet.
Baby Edith arrived a day early. You just kind of see this little face looking back at you, and then you realise that your life is like completely different. It's like one of the most like humbling moments, because you kind of have to be really selfless from that point on and just take care of this thing.
I just couldn't stop staring at her and taking it in, but then I haven't stopped staring at her since.
Bringing her home I thought was going to be like this big magical moment, but all I wanted to do was just sleep and eat.
We were both still in a daze, and I just sort of stood there going, right, what do we do now? It seems like the real beginning of something. And I'm just thinking about what that means, you know, the first time she does everything. This is the one thing you can't take back.
What if this tiny thing doesn't like us? What if it just cries all the time and doesn't want to spend time with us when it's older? It's kind of the fear of the unknown, really.
Just lie next to her, and just that feeling like she's looking at you and figuring stuff out. Those moments are amazing. This person is just pure potential, and you want to not give them any restrictions.
Can you see across there? What's that there? What's the world is that, Edith?
Sometimes you sort of imagine that there'll be a definitive moment when you know when to do one thing or another. And I've kind of realised that that's not the case. I think you just end up in whatever hat you get given. But I hope that we can find our own happy way through.